So you may Greetings, BJI Corp. Good to see you there. Welcome, Adrian Bauer and Pywarzan. I hope you're doing well today. What's going on? It's a late start today, unlike my assumed, hopefully early start. I ended up spending a lot of time with my son this morning, so, you know, it happens. But yeah, we're making games, so we got to do the game making thing. Hello. Hi. Hope you're doing good today. Yeah, we got ourselves a little bit of adventure game making to do today. Once again, as is the norm around here at the moment. I do eventually think I'll be working on something else. So the mini games in this game actually might be an opportunity to flex a little bit on like making some other kind of game design work as well. It depends on if I so choose to do that. If I dive into making complicated games, it could delay the launch of this game by a lot. And it's already a much bigger game than I originally envisioned. This might actually be like... This game could turn into like a 3-4 hour game easily, I think. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's probably... I'm aiming sort of for... Just looking at the scenario lengths, like each of the acts. I think it's probably going to be in the ballpark of like 1 to 2 hours. Whereas the last one was like probably 40 to 80 minutes or so, and the one before that was like probably 20 to 30 minutes. So yeah, for a first time playthrough, just like exploring and casually playing it, I think this one's going to be in the ballpark of more like an hour to 2 hours. But I have no idea until I've actually made it and like tested things out and see how it all fits together. So yeah, and we still have a little bit of puzzle expansion to do, which is why I'm factoring into those numbers. We will see. We will see. I hope you're all doing good, though. Hope you're all doing good. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Mike. I'm making video games. All of this year, I've been making games on this channel. This is my 81st ever stream on this channel. And I have made 4 games on the channel. Well, I'm in the process of making the 4th one. Thank you very much for the follow. Great to have you here. I have anonymous follows on the channel. So welcome. I'm very inspired by retro games. These are all like big box PC games and stuff behind me and on the shelves, and there's old PCs and pinball machines and art books and all that kind of stuff are all around here. It's a little bit of a paradise of like gaming and stuff like that. It's also a bit of a mess and I need to clean it up. I'm also a bit of a mess and need a haircut and a trim. But we'll be all right. we're making things happen. So yeah, I've been working on games all this year on this channel. I used to do game dev on my main channel. I stopped doing that for a long time, and then I came back to it with this channel. This is how I revitalized my game dev streaming. Being you, good to see you. Welcome. Bip 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 bip. To you too. I don't know what that means, but bip 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 bip. Hi. Got myself a coffee, a cafe latte. It's almost cappuccino. It's almost cappuccino, but more of a latte, I think. You're the alarm clock. Oh yeah, this game doesn't have an alarm in it yet, and I may or may not be adding one. Every game has had a cat and an alarm in it so far, and a tin of red paint. So I think we can fit the red paint in easily enough. The cat we can probably, I'm sure we can find a place for a cat. Other stuff I'm not sure. Other stuff I'm not so sure. We'll see. I lost my train of thought. I was introducing myself. Hi, I make games. I also stream regularly on my other channel, which is a partnered Twitch account. And I also stream on the GOG channel, GOG.com, which is also another good place to go see awesome gaming stuff. I recently streamed the launch of Resident Evil over there. The original Resident Evil PC release is now digitally available over on GOG.com, which is cool. What else do? I don't know. I've been making games my whole life. So this year I just started making them again. Pretty much with a focus of like small games I can launch every few months, which I've been doing. And we're working on the 4th one. I didn't launch the 2nd game. I abandoned that. And now we're working on the 3rd game in a series. So this is technically game 3 of the series, game 4 of the year. It's a bit confusing, but that's the way it works when you abandon games. Surprise bees, good to see you, good to see you. And yeah, today we are going to do, I think we're going to do a little pixel art, probably try and get some like inventory art together for stuff that we need for the game. But I also wanted to switch gears back to the way we were doing it for the last one, which was instead of doing all like polished artwork and things like that, we're going to do some designs, just like sketches of the layouts of the rooms, really roughly, just to get the flow of the game like accounted for. We do need quite a few rooms, I believe, for this one. We have the bedroom, which is already basically complete. Then we have the lounge, which we started working on yesterday. Then we have the backyard, which is going to be a scrolling room, pretty long. Then we have over the fence, which is going to be kind of like almost a transitional screen. It won't have too much going on there, I don't think, in terms of puzzle and solutions and stuff, but it will pass a little bit. But that one, I want to experiment with like a vertically scrolling screen, something like what we've seen in Discworld when you go into the shades. There's like a vertical scrolling section in that scene, in that area. So I'm going to try and experiment with that, I think. After that, it's the stealth section, which is going to be a top-down view with... I'll probably take over full mechanics of the engine, so I'm... use a custom animation system and everything else like I've done with the hamster maze in the last game. And then there is finally one more scene, which is the guardhouse, where we have to like convince the sleeping guard to divulge the password for the gate to open. And then we'll open the gate, and there will be probably one more insert shot of just like character walking through gate kind of thing, just a still. Pretty much similar to the way we did with Day of the Hamster with walking up the stairs. And then we have the final shot, which is going to be the same final shot as the other two games in this series, except the difference being that Sierra, the character from this game, will be standing next to Lucas and Delphine from the other game, and they'll have a little conversation. But there's going to be a twist. Instead of just having the mansion rising on the horizon, we're going to show something further off in the distance. It's going to be like a factory or something like that. It's basically going to be like a power plant. And the power plant is going to be where they're actually planning to go. So this whole time we've been tricking people into thinking they're going to the mansion. We're not going to the mansion. We're going somewhere else. So yeah. Hey Coburn, great to see you. Good chilly afternoon. It is pretty cool today. It's 13 degrees here, which isn't too bad, but yeah, pretty cool. It was cold this morning. Sounds like a great bait and switch. Yeah, well, I didn't have any plans when I first drew that background. That background was just all like, I don't know, I need a final scene for Day of the Sandwich, which was just a quick 2-week game. I didn't set out to make a 3-game series, but now I'm in it. I need to tease the big game, and the big game isn't about going to a mansion. It's about going into this power station and unlocking some mysteries, and we'll see what those mysteries might be. There could be aliens. There could be demons. There could be Doom Marines. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Disarm a nuke? You could. That could happen. Could be anything. We'll see. Anyway, that's it. So, jumping right into the document as we do. I'm just going to scroll past everything. You know what? While I'm here, let me just look at what I set for my goals here. Expanding the universe for Lucas and Delphine. I think we kind of are. Sarah obsessed with conspiracy and death. Problems to solve. Start out. Oh, wait. This is like game design stuff. Where's my goals? Here's my goals. Goals. Continue to improve the background, asset, pipeline, and polish. Yeah, this is something we still haven't really nailed perfectly, but it's coming. I think we're getting really close now. I'm starting to feel like the background designs that I'm coming up with a lot better, and I'm willing to spend a bit more time on them, which, look, it's always going to come down to a time thing. Where do you sink your time into a game? And I think, like, obviously the backgrounds are pretty important to sink some extra time into, so that's proven positive with the last game. I sunk a lot of time into the backgrounds for that, and it paid off. I think people really appreciated the way it looked, so we'll continue to do that. Focus on character interactions, more jokes and stuff. We still haven't even gotten to this point yet. We can't even play with this idea yet, so that's no good. Maybe have more varied soundtrack. Yes, this is something I still want to do. I'm going to talk to Jay again. I also might reach out to Dan Policar and see if we can get some music from Dan in the game too. That could be cool. Bigger, broader, better animations. So that's something I've thought about. We haven't done any work on, but it definitely, if we do what I've set out to do, that will be achieved. So that's looking good as a goal. Character speaking animations and gestures, we haven't gotten there yet, but we will. Phoneme, mouth shapes and stuff we have to work on. Still would love to have voice acting, but probably still won't get it done. I think we kind of have to try for this. We have to try for this. Like, even if I do all the voices, which will be a bit weird, because there's, like, you know, Aunt Jenny and the sibling, and, like, maybe I can pull off the sibling and the main character's voice, but I don't know if I can pull off Aunt Jenny. I might have to get someone else to help out. But yeah, looking good. All right. Day 10. Do more design work and planning for more design work. Puzzle for getting the Game Boy. Yeah, we should probably start there. I've been sort of like not feeling it with the game design side of things, so I've just been sort of like doing a little bit here and there, and then moving on to like drawing some crappy pictures. So I think we'll just keep doing this. And like I said, oh, I didn't mean to drag that there. Like I said, I do want to try and think about doing layouts a little bit more broad strokes, and just so we have something to work through in the game, knowing that I don't really care too much about where hotspots are or anything like that. I just want them to be there so that we have access to them. It might be House of Evil Sausages. It could be it could be a sausage factory. It could be a sausage factory on the horizon. It just needs to be a distant industrial looking building with some glowing lights, and maybe there'll be some like arcing or something animated back there. Hey Ilvez, great to see you. How you going? What is up with you? So yeah, still thinking about design for the arcade minigame section. Yeah, so this will be a good time to it'll be good to take a break and do the design for the arcade game section, but I'm not there yet. Character designs, maybe we'll go look at some costume ideas to work from. That could help. The Vegemite factory. Yeah, that's right, Prince Goof. Could be the Vegemite. Could be the Vegemite factory. Yeah. What brings an interesting question, Coburn? What's the interesting question? Let's jump over to the design sheet. I'm gonna turn the music down again. I think some tracks are just like really annoying and loud, and I end up turning the music down because of those tracks. I should just skip them. All right. Does that not? It's like it doesn't want to expand the stuff inside of it. That's okay. Here we are. So this is designed for Act 1, and then Act 2 we've been fleshing out. We have this part here we still need to flesh out. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is almost Day of the Sandwich complexity, which means this one's more than probably Day of the Sandwich complexity, if not about the same. So we're talking maybe 20 to 30 minutes there, maybe 20 to 30 minutes here, maybe even 20 to 40 minutes here. And then probably this will turn out to be about 20 to 40 minutes as well, depending on how people go with the puzzles that we end up putting in. I still want to pop a few more puzzles in here. So, not to mention the stealth section and this dialogue puzzle will be... Hopefully this one will be complicated and stuff, but not too annoying. I'm still not sure how to design that to be not annoying. It's probably just going to be annoying. We'll see. Yeah, so... I think what I'm thinking for this one is maybe we can use this as a insult sword fighting style of mechanic for the verbal, like moving through the conversation tree, except we maybe will pick up a little bit in some of these other dialogues, stuff along those lines potentially. Also, this line here is annoying me. Hey there, Nad Cat. Good to see you. If the background had electricity arcs that were animated, would you be animating the background image in full, or would you have chunks that contain the animated bits? Yeah, I have been doing it with chunks with animated bits. So like the part where Lucas gets hit in the face by the bucket or the lamp, those are separate animations, and I actually hide Lucas altogether for do I? Pretty sure I do. Yeah, so that's definitely a way I've done like animated stuff. So I probably would do similar for this. Definitely for drilling stuff, or like using the grinder. Those animations were done to just replacing the Lucas. Like Lucas gets hidden and then some other animation gets played, basically. So anyway, yeah, I think what if we work that out, it's like 20 to 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and 20, so like, or 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 30 to 40. That's like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes maybe. So it's definitely a bigger game, and this is sort of like, this is still intended to be like a mini game. Thinking about the big game, we're gonna have sections sort of like this for each character, and somehow the character is going to interact and share information and potentially resources even when they're not necessarily together. And they are going to have to like work together across, you're going to switch between characters to solve puzzles and stuff like that. So that'll be something interesting to see. We'll come up with some ideas and solutions for those problems as we go. Right now, I just want to focus on this. This is what we want to start on today, is getting the handheld gaming device, turning that into a puzzle. This presents us some opportunities for introducing some callbacks, potentially. Say, for example, a cat is guarding the handheld gaming device, and you have to put the cat to sleep by drugging it with catnip. And sausages, potentially. I don't think I want to do that, because it's too much the same. But the concept is still there. And that's interesting, I think. So let's just see if we can come up with something interesting to do here. We kind of want this to just lead to a little subset of a puzzle down here before we can progress to putting the batteries in the device. Yeah, we have to come up with it. My estimates are not necessarily accurate. They could be much better, faster or slower for each segment. I don't really know. We won't know until we've like started to implement the puzzles. But remember that I did say for the last game, like, gee, I hope it lasts longer than 20 minutes, because you can finish it in under 20 minutes, but like solving all the puzzles takes a lot of time. So I think average gameplay time for the last game is about an hour. This is probably more complicated, so I think this is probably leaning more towards 2 hours. It does have less complications in that it doesn't have like a programming minigame or I guess like figuring out where to do certain actions. I think this one's a little bit more obvious, so maybe it'll be about the same length, even though it's slightly more complicated. Treehouse full of nukes. Treehouse full of nukes? Back here? This treehouse? I don't know. Using the grabber for more than one thing is good. We already have that here. What if you use the grabber to do something about the handheld gaming device as well? But it's not like... It's not just to grab the device. It's like something else. Oh, also, if you ever use the T-Rex grabber on anything, we should animate Lucas pulling out the grabber to get it, even if it's like within arm's reach. Just pull it, animate. That's a good. That's actually funny. Not Lucas, the character though, Sierra. I like that idea. I want to put a little note. I want to put a little note about that. Where is it? How do I... Yeah, this is the notes thing. Put a little note here. I need more room to work with this note. Is there a character named Sierra, or is it spelled a little differently like Sierra? It's spelled like that. It's spelled Sierra, just like the mountains. All right. I'm trying to think of something funny that we could do. Something silly, something funny, something good. Something to just make it more challenging as well. It's not just like you just pick up the item and move on. We want to make this like a little mini puzzle on its own. And this might lead to expanding other areas of the game design as well. So that's good. I think one of the problems that I've introduced here is I'm always constricting my puzzle design to an area. And that does constrict your thoughts as well a little bit, like where your opportunities are. It's not always a bad thing, because thinking in terms of Act 1 and Act 2, you don't want too many things bleeding across. But it's okay to have some. So there might be something we could do back here, again, that could lead to something being successful here as well. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If we had another thing bleeding across the margin there to help with this. What we do know is that it can't bleed backwards, because you cannot access this area until you get to this area. Now, we could have a puzzle inside the house that you can only solve once you get the T-Rex grabber. And then it's like the area itself is not in Act 1, it's now in Act 2, but we just have to refer to, like, okay, this takes place in the bedroom, which is something I've kind of been avoiding. I've been sort of like geographically restricting, if that's the right word, geographically restricting or spatially restricting where puzzle elements are based on which act they're in. Not entirely, because like I said, there are some things you need to go back and get. So like if you don't have the rope from inside the house when you get outside, you'll immediately have to go back inside before you can progress any of the puzzles outside. It's kind of a prerequisite. Not for everything though. There are some things that you can do, like finding... Wait, find batteries to add a bigger puzzle. Wait, what? I already have a puzzle for that. Did I not write it down? It's just in my head. Hold on a second. Oh, that's for the remote control batteries. I don't think we can get the batteries back from there, so we actually do need another battery puzzle in order to do that. So that's, I didn't even realize this is before I decided to make all the expansion opportunities look like this. So I guess we have to do this for that now too. Well, that's actually a good thing. We have another expansion opportunity here. How about get a bigger battery? Yeah. Or a hard to find battery must find a CR 2023 watch battery for the gaming device. It's funny how often I've leaned on the idea of batteries for some puzzle solution. It makes sense though. It's an electronic device, so it makes sense that you need batteries. It's just that's an easy puzzle to like come up with. Oh, you need a battery. Okay. Wouldn't it be annoying? Wouldn't it be annoying if I put batteries inside the house that you can't reach? And so while you're trying to find the batteries for the remote control, you can see obviously there's batteries like on top of the fridge, but you can't reach them. And you're like, I need those batteries. And you just get really annoyed. And you don't realize that you can use honey on the robot to stop the robot from moving, so you can take the robot batteries and put them in the remote control. Because, like, who would think to do that? But then later on, now that you've got the T-Rex grabber, you can grab the batteries from the top of the fridge. It's really easy now that you've done this. Use honey to trap forest elves. That's the traditional forest elf catching way. With modern pesticides and stuff like that, though, sometimes you can't. You have to make sure it's organic honey, basically. If you don't have organic honey, you can actually mix some corn syrup. You cook that on the stove for like until it's reduced and browned a little bit. And then add some raw sugar as well. Stir that in. Continue to reduce it until it's a thick syrupy texture, and then you can they'll also accept that. They'll also accept that, but you know, I think you need to make a wreath of clover as well with that one, because the smell of honey is a little different, so the wreath of clover sort of helps mask that. But yeah. Otherwise, you use a rope to capture pink bunnies with batteries. That would definitely work.
That doesn't work.
Who said that? Oh, Cobra. All right. This is actually good, because now I'm actually making this section. I did want this to be the meatier act, like Act 2 to be the part where people spend most time. So having these 2 expansion opportunities is very good. This is going to be peppered with more expansion opportunities too, because it's like, this is only like one little puzzle here. You need to do the distract dogs with snacks and toys to navigate past them, stealth section. Without waking up guard, listen to them. So you're gonna have to like eavesdrop on the guard sleep talking. That's the first step to this puzzle. Then you can talk to them. And you have to use phrases that don't wake them up or disturb them, because if you disturb them, you kind of get knocked back to the start of the dialogue tree. But sometimes, like, if you prime them with something, then an option that would knock you back won't knock you back if you primed them for that. So that's something like I kind of want to think about with the conversation dialogue tree stuff. I was thinking about doing, like I said, the insult sword fighting style of thing, where it's like if you learn a few phrases earlier in the game, by the time you get here, you can use those phrases to like work past the guard. But I don't know if I want to like just straight up do insult sword fighting style stuff, so we'll see about that. Using the code to just unlock the gate is like the whole point of this puzzle. So I don't know, we might have to insert a couple of other steps here, like, you know, getting the key card off of the guard's belt, but you can't do that because they keep on moving. If you use the grabber, it doesn't work, you know, because he keeps wriggling whenever you try and reach for it. So you have to figure out a way to get him to do something in order to get the key card. So that adds another little puzzle here, which is actually, I'm gonna make a note of that now. Get key card from guard using complex series of actions, question mark. Why does that not do this? I don't understand. Anyway, another expansion opportunity there. Duracell Bunny reference, if I recall. Yeah, that's right, Duracell. I learned to make caramel recently. Interesting how sugar melts down and caramelizes. Yeah, it is interesting. The other option for caramelization is condensed milk. And like reducing that. So sweetened condensed milk. Because the sugar's in that caramelized as well, but then you get like that more creamy type of caramel. My brain is hurting. I didn't have a headache before I started streaming, so I'm going to blame everybody else here. All right, let's get back to the thing that I was actually supposed to be designing a puzzle for, which is getting the handheld gaming device. Cat? Hide headache, tricorder. Hey, Le Pepe Le Pe. Maybe I'll go take some painkillers while I think about this. I'll be right back. I won't be too long. I gotta just find the painkillers and consume them. All right. We'll do our best to upgrade your headache to a migraine. Thanks. Exactly what we need. Everybody knows that's how you improve game designing, is to have migraines regularly. Okay. Okay, so the cat The game console is stuck in the tree? And the only way to get it down is to get a cat to go up in the tree? But it's not obvious how to get the cat to go into the tree. Doesn't game design involve banging your head repeatedly? Yeah. Hence the headaches. It's kind of like a cycle. Do I want to animate a cat climbing a tree? Not really. Will I do it? Yes, if it's a good puzzle. Small trebuchet and hurl a cat into the tree. Problem solved. Constructing a small trebuchet is a cool idea. That could also work. It's a little bit animal cruelty, so I don't know about that. Okay, so there's a cute little cat sitting in the yard playing with a ball of yarn. It's a cute little cat. So you turn on the sprinkler, which wets the cat and the yarn, and the cat runs away. You get the yarn, but it's wet. So you dry the yarn in the microwave. And now that you've dried the yarn in the microwave, you need to attract the cat back to a position where you can coax it into the tree. So you need to use the yarn on the cat to attract the cat to come back to you. And then you throw the yarn in the tree, and the cat will jump up in the tree and knock the console out of the tree. And now you can get the console. It is pretty mean, right? But it'll help, because you can get the game console, which you need. The poor cat. Why do the cats in my games always get abused by the player? Not abused, but, well, I don't know if it's abuse. I mean, we drugged the cat. That's not an abuse. That's like a, the cat wanted the cat wanted to be fed sausages they wanted it. To be fair, the cat is probably an alien spy. It could be. It could be. I mean, the player character might even say something like that. I don't know how to align these things. All right, let's just connect the dots here. It's still very linear. Let's be honest. It's linear. Yes. Is it linear? Yes. Is it a puzzle? Yes. Will it be obvious? Yes. Apart from maybe this bit. What complications can we introduce to this? Yarn can burst into flames if you set the temperature too high on the microwave. The problem is that's destructive, and then you're soft locked. You can't win the game anymore. So we can't have that. But we can have...
Oh boy, we're having fun now!
Are we? Are we really? Are we really having fun? Damn it, Beans. How about this? All right, that's good. So now that we've got like this idea that you have to get something off the top of the fridge, which is the duct tape, and that's what you use to repair the hose. And if you don't do that, you can't progress, right? It just will leak, and we'll never actually be able to get the excuse me. Also, we need to put an animation here. Let me just change this to well, this is an animation, so we just put another animation right here. Cat gets wet and runs away to top of fence. There you go. Nice. Good level of complexity to that puzzle now. I was going to say, expanded. Okay, now we need to expand this one. So we have to say a way that there's more batteries to get to put into the device, or we have to figure out a way to get the batteries out of the device, the remote control, somehow. But I don't know how we do that. Maybe you have to turn the lights off in the room, and then the Aunt Jenny will get up and leave the remote control unattended, and you have to get it. But you can't do that unless you have the night vision goggles. When the night vision goggles, where do they come from? I don't know. I don't know about this. This is getting complicated. So with almost 3 games under your belt, what is the best part of developing a game? The art, programming, puzzle design. I like the programming, probably. I like programming stuff a lot. Programming in this engine kind of sucks, because the language kind of sucks, but it's still fun to make it do things. I also really enjoy doing art. I've always enjoyed that. The puzzle design is interesting too. It's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one, actually. I like it all. That's the problem. Sometimes you can get fatigued on any of those things, right? Sometimes you just want to break from it. So it's good to have the other ones to go and do stuff on. I don't know. It's a really good question, Pi, and I don't have an answer for you. Probably I would say, if I had to pick one, I might say the design side of things is like more broadly interesting, because you can apply that to any kind of game. But that can be said about programming and art too, so I don't know. I think in terms of design, you're more holistically approaching everything. Like, if you have a holistic approach to design, I think if you know like how to program, and you know the complexities that is there, and you know about like art production, and you can understand complexities in that too, I think that really bolsters your ability to design in a way that, if you lack programming ability, I think that does hamper your ability to think about design. And likewise with art, I think if you have, I think art might be a little bit more flexible, because art is a very flexible thing, whereas programming, I think if you have the fundamentals for programming, and a lot of people do, but if you do have the fundamentals for programming, then I think you can develop interesting ideas to use. that you wouldn't necessarily think of, or you wouldn't think of them in the same way. Like, yeah. I guess it all comes down to like the ability to design stuff still. So I don't know. I'm just gonna pick design, even though I don't really believe it. I'm gonna pick design to answer it, but I don't really believe it. I think that they're all very important, and I enjoy them all a lot. Not the most helpful answer there. I'm sorry. Like, I could hire an artist to do the art that I do, and I could hire a better artist to do the art that I do, right? I could hire somebody more talented to do the art and not feel like I'm losing much, because the better that artist is, the better they achieve the vision that I have in my mind, right? Like, if they're really that much better, they'll be able to do what I want. If I hired a designer, it'd be hard to see my vision get met. It'd be the designer's vision getting met, right? Like, they would interpret it into their own version of my vision, which might not be exactly what I want. Likewise with programming. If I hired a programmer, I know that I could get someone to do what I need done. And they might not do it exactly how I would do it, but the end result would be good, right? So I think being in control of the design fundamentally is like the most important piece of the puzzle. But there is a lot to be said for like representation of like the visuals as well. Like, if I'm very restrictive on the art principles, then I think that we would get close to what I want. But yeah, I think design is like the one job that I'd want to make sure I still retained. If I was going to expand a team, first thing I'd do is hire an artist, because I'm confident I can take care of all the programming and all of the design work. Hiring an artist would just simply mean that things get done quicker, hopefully. And like, yeah, sure, I might go in and do some touch-ups or changes on the art, or I might ask them to do some touch-ups and changes. But fundamentally, like, I think that one's the one I'd be most comfortable letting somebody else take on. Yeah. Could you imagine partner up with someone and then lose control? Yeah, that would suck. It would suck to like feel like I've lost control of the project. I know, I know these things do happen with games, like people who have like their baby and then feel like they've gotten squeezed out of it. I know that happens. And like there's creative differences that can cause issues as well. So it wouldn't be a unique problem. And it's not unique to games either. Like, it happens in just like business software as well. Sometimes there's just somebody comes in with an idea and it's like, dude, that's not what we're doing here. And then you have to resolve that conflict. And that's normal. Like, you just learn to deal with those things. But yeah, there's been some interesting stuff over the years that we've heard about with like game dev conflicts and stuff. Indie and like high, like, you know, AAA stuff. You hear about these conflicts. All these like trying to help me align. All I want is this arrow to be on a straight line. There you go. Sometimes you can hold down Alt or Control. Yeah, you can. I don't know if that... I haven't tried it. It probably works. I'm just, you know, complaining. Well, I spent a lot more energy thinking about that question than I probably should have, Pi. With InDesign documents, you have the same issue. Whatever you're moving really wants to line up with the edge of some text box. Yeah. I mean, it's so helpful when it does the right thing, but as soon as it does the wrong thing, it's kind of like, oh gosh, this is pretty annoying. When I'm using like Inkscape to do stuff, I would just select like the two elements, and then there's a button you can click to align them. Like that. This is maybe even more intuitive than that. I like this little puzzle. I think it's good. It looks worse than it is. It's actually a very straightforward puzzle still. Get duct tape, use duct tape on hose, turn on sprinkler, and then just follow a basic series of events. It's like kind of almost busy work, this series of events. Although I guess the microwave is like the step, that's the confusing part of like, how do I dry the yarn? Like the cat won't be interested in the yarn until it's dried, right? Once you use the yarn on the cat when it's dry, it'll come and play, and then you can throw the yarn up in the tree and the cat will go up and knock the handheld gaming device down. Which is another animation. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. This headache's starting to take hold now. What program are you using for the charts? This is called Figma. Man, I wish I didn't have a headache right now. You're welcome. You're going to add Ripper Slide puzzles to your games from now on? I will never play any of your games. Easy. Go ahead and do that. Just one less thing for me to worry about playing. I don't know what's up with my eyes. I'm getting like sweat or something in my eyes, I think. I don't know. It's like itchy. I can't, it can't be allergies. Oh, I guess it could be. There's dust blowing on me probably. From the air vent that's above me that's blowing heat out right now. That's probably what it is. I probably should block the vent again. But the air conditioner tech said don't block the vents. Even though it has a thing that you can block them. Like it's built in. IC placement puzzle. See, I didn't mind the IC placement puzzle. It was a little bit annoying, but I figured it out. Like it's doable, and they intentionally just obfuscated everything in that, which is like, it's like it wouldn't be a challenging puzzle to do if they didn't obfuscate. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this puzzle alone. I just can't think right now. My eyes are itchy, and yeah. I just need a second. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna stretch. Rub my eyes for a minute. Oh. Is there like a dark mode for Figma? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is still pretty straightforward. This puzzle's like not too complex, but it does add a little bit of extra like things to do, which is good. And you won't be able to get the handheld gaming device and progress stuff until you get it. Yeah. All right. Do we just take a break? Like, we've done one little puzzle design. Maybe we take a break from puzzle design thinking, because like I'm still trying to decide what to do about the batteries. I think the idea of like getting batteries from the remote control after you've already put them in there is kind of a funny idea. Like, wait, I know where there's batteries inside the remote control. Oh, I can't get them. Oh, I have to do something to distract Aunt Jenny again. That's a cool idea. I think maybe I'll just put that in. I'll just put that in. So like, let's just really simply do that. Under the file menu, really? I don't see it. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Turn off lights in lounge. Use flashlight to... Flashlight. That's how you spell flashlight, right? Is it 2 words? I don't know. We use the word torch here in Australia. Use torch to find remote and steal it. Take batteries from the remote. Why? There we go. Simple, but it's just like a couple more steps. And each one of these steps, it could be the thing that like the player gets hung up on for a little bit and makes the game more interesting to them. You could use Lumlight, which is what we call a flashlight torch. Oh, okay. Pocket light. Pocket light. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, then this is a puzzle in itself. We haven't got a flashlight yet, so where do you get a flashlight? Maybe you negotiate it from your brother? That would be pretty cool. I guess I've been calling it sibling this whole time, but now I'm saying brother. That's fine. There you go. Now we have a nice puzzle. So basically, as soon as you've negotiated with your brother to get a torch, you can use it to steal a remote. Excellent. Good stuff. Look at that. That's nice. Look at this complexity difference between part 2 and part 1. There's just a lot more stuff happening here. And it's starting to get a little bit more complicated, which is what I want. I do want to add more complications here. There might be room for more complications to add in this area, but that's fine. I kind of want this to feel bigger and chunkier. Like this is the chunky act. Act 1 is like the intro, so it should be challenging and like have some decent puzzles, but once you get out, it's like that's when the real puzzles start to come into play. Once you get past that, it's like this is end game stuff, so you kind of like a bit more laser focused in like where you want to go. I don't want to like divert the player too far away from this path, but I think I do want them to have a little bit more stuff bleeding in from Act 1 and 2 to assist with this section. Like using the flashlight might be a thing we could do here now. Now that we have one, using the flashlight might be a thing that you can do in here. Cool. Good. That feels nice. It feels nice to get things expanded. It's not that much more of an expansion, really, but it does feel like way nicer. All right, good. Do we do some more sketching now? Headache hasn't gone away. I thought the coffee would help with this, like, you know, moving into this phase of the day, but apparently not. I'm glad I don't have to stream tonight. It's same for Swedish, except it's called Flicklampa, which is probably incredibly offensive to Germans. Oh, really? Is Lampa, that means light, and flick, oh, sorry, fick Lampa, not flick. Is fick like hand torch or something, like hand light, pocket light? I don't know what it means in German. I don't know what it means in any language. I'm just trying to figure it out. It means pocket light. Okay, yeah. What do you call a pocket knife? I also realized one of the things that I wanted to do is have Sierra fake their death in this game, and I haven't used that in any single puzzle yet. So that might be something we can do. Fick, I believe, is a dirty word in German. I haven't looked up what it means. Oh, okay. Okay. Llama knife. Basically procreation. Oh, okay. It's like the F word. So like how there's a town in North Sweden called I don't even know how to pronounce that, but yeah, Luleå or something. It's super funny to Dutch people because LUL is slang for penis. Ah! Wait, LUL is slang for penis in Dutch, but like Twitch has LUL like everywhere. Like the LUL emote and everything. Like that's actually hilarious. So everybody who's like using that, they're like everybody who's Dutch is just thinking like, yeah, that's penis. The way that like when I'm looking at when Americans talk about doodling, like a doodle in Australia is a penis. It's not a drawing. It's like a child-friendly word for that, you know. So like, you know, it's like not an offensive way of saying it, but that's what it means, kind of thing. I don't know if that's like fallen out of common vernacular or not in Australia yet. It's sort of, to me, in my mind, it sort of feels like an older word, but I don't know if that's true. Kind of like wee wee, yeah, something like that. Yeah. I'm sure Dutch streamers and viewers appreciate it. I bet they do, yeah, that's hilarious. I didn't even know. No idea about that. That's actually pretty funny. Do it for the lols. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Oh man. I don't know what I want to do right now. I mean, I don't have to do anything. We could just have a short stream today. See if anything's changed over here. It's still on hold. Still on hold. Maybe I should jump on the Discord and see if I can poke the bear. I think I left that Discord though. I'd have to join it again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Discord unless I like rearranged it. I have too many Discords, so I lose track of them a lot. Or if there's any new comments on this page. Nope. So wait, it says add collection here, but like there's nothing to add. I guess that's how you wishlist it, right? We got one comment on the article. A few likes. I can like my own article. Nice. Share this post. I should finish patching this. Because there's still patches to be done here. A nice logo. Oh, thank you. Which one? The Day of the Redacted thing. Yeah. I mean, they're all basically the same, so thank you, I appreciate it. I want to do more with it, but man, I just like, but yeah, by the time it comes to time to do like the title screen, I'm kind of like, this'll do. This one took ages to do. The other two I didn't take as long doing because I was like, I had a system by then. Sandwich looks nice. I'd eat it. I forgot I was gonna have a bacon sandwich for breakfast this morning. I didn't do it. I'll have to do it tomorrow. Animation for the title screen. Redacted as a stamp. I actually was literally thinking of doing that too. Even just having like Day of the Redacted all there and then having the stamp go over top of Redacted to say Redacted. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about the redacted thing for now. I'm feeling pretty tired and my brain hurts and I don't know why, so I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna make preparations for day 11 here and then I'll start drawing some pictures. Background sketching, start thinking about design for arcade and yada yada. Yeah, so I'm gonna just like delete that. Oh, actually, I'll leave the continue fiddling because we might do some character design idea stuff today. Shambi, hi, good to see you. Just wanted to stop by and say hi. I'm working on other stuff too, so I'll be lurk mode. Enjoy it, Shambi. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Raging Wolfhelm? What's Raging Wolfhelm from? Earned for watching Elden Ring during the initial Shadow of the Erdtree expansion launch. Nice. That's cool. An Elden Ring thing. I hadn't seen it. It's the first time I've seen that one. Or at least the first time I've noticed it. It might have come across my screen at one point. Good to see you, Draforan. Alright, let's break out the drawing stuff. Never watch any of the new Elden Ring DLC. Oh, really? You haven't got... That's why you haven't earned the badge? I might need to get myself like a nice cup of iced water or something like that, I think. Maybe that'll help my brain. Or my tension. Whatever my headache's coming from. Oh, you did get it. I'll watch it when Mike streams it under retro in 15 years. Salt or sugar balance? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I think if the painkillers were going to work, they would have started working by now. I should get a screen protector for this thing. I think of that every time I start using it. Take a glass of water, add 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 spoon of sugar, mix it, pour it down. Don't taste, work instantly. I have like some Gatorade type powder, like I think it's Powerade, which probably probably the same sort of thing. Oh, it actually loaded on the right screen. I was expecting to have to move it. That's crazy. I was feeling very judgmental about this artwork yesterday. Yeah, it's still crap. It's crap, son. Let's draw something better. Now game 4 VODs are what's left. Awesome, dude. Awesome. 2 tablespoons of salt. Is that what was written? Yeah, tablespoons. I mean, I suppose it depends how much a glass of water is. Why do you consider it crap? Because it looks bad. There's a lot wrong with it. It's too rushed is one thing. So like I could spend time and make it look nicer, but I think that overall, like compositionally, it's not too bad. But I think like just like framing it, there's just a little bit off. Like I complained about it last time. The biggest complaint I have is honestly just like it's too flat. Like everything is like too looking down into a. It's like what's more interesting, looking at a cube like this, or looking at a cube like this? You know? This cube is more interesting than this cube. This is just a square. That cube's interesting. Looking at a cube like this, like that's more interesting even. And so like this whole room, if you think about it, it's just like, okay, there's a wall here and there's another wall back here and there's a bench and a couch. Like, it's not that interesting to think about. Like, you put that on a screen, it's just like a few layers that are just like pushing into the background. It's not that interesting to look at. But if you rotate it to this angle, then you've got like, you know, you got your floor, you got your archway, your screen, you're looking into it. I guess that's not even what I was going for. We've probably got that kind of thing. And then you've got your couch here, and you see the dimensionality of the couch a little bit better, right? The bench behind it, and then obviously this is a bit cramped, but yeah, you get the idea. I think you can get the idea. Move all this stuff over to the side, like to this part here, and then you have room for the fridge and the door and everything else, and you still can fit all the other bits that you need in the scene. It all depends on perspective you're going for, and if there are multiple cubes. That's true as well, yeah. This just became a mess. Yeah, anyway. I think I illustrated the point a little bit there, which is what I think is the main issue that I can take out of this is like, it's not interesting to look at. Like, as far as perspective goes, like, yeah, it's got perspective, but it's not an interesting perspective. Bloody hell. Where's my mouse? I'm not even sure I like the colors. I'm gonna be back in a second. I'm gonna go drink something and I'll be back. I like the couch color, but you're also imagining it being one of those fluffy couches. Like, what do you mean fluffy couches? I mean, it looks fluffy. It looks comfortable. I'd sit on it. Go get that drink? Yeah, I should probably do that. Oh yeah, that felt finish. The suede. The suede edition. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to squeeze too much into one scene. Like, what if I just didn't have to worry about the stairs and I could just draw the couch and the kitchen and stuff? I mean, it'd be nice to have it all in one, because then I don't have to draw as many backgrounds. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm just quiet. Sorry. I'm not on mute. I did unmute. Give up. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I have anonymous follows on the channel, so feel free to lurk away or jump in the chat and say hello. I'm not very talkative right now for some reason, just not talking much. I am struggling to come up with some art that I want to do, so I'm just sort of changing to something else because I haven't decided what to do with the lounge slash kitchen area, which is annoying. So I'd like to be decided on that, but I'm just not. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in. How you going today? Rian Art, thank you so much for the raid. Good to see you. What's up today? How have you been? Let me get a shout out for you. Raid, hey yo, welcome, welcome. Being good? That's good to hear. What are you working on today? Some tower defense strategy pixel art. Wow. Made some great progress on pixel art today, and Code 2 game is coming along. That's wonderful. That's awesome. That's all right, Pi. You can do the other type of shout out. That'll be awesome. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Yeah, today I'm working on just like whatever I can get my lazy brain to do. It's not feeling too healthy today. Got the brain headaches. I got a headache today, so I've been trying to like just take it easy and just get a little bit of work done. So we did some design work, and now I'm just doing some sketches for really rough sketches just for like elements that we need in the backgrounds, so I can start to focus on making those into art in the future. Yeah, it does suck. Well, you know, I got the time, and so I might as well use it, right? That's why I see it. If I've got the time to work on it, I should probably work on it, even if it's not a lot of progress. But yeah, thanks again for the raid. I guess I'll quickly show what I've been working on, so you can see what we're doing here, because this is not very explanatory. This screen, I would say. Work is big for a game dev. Any progress is worth it. Yeah, exactly. The more we can do, the better. It's quite an undertaking. So I'm working on a game at the moment called Day of the Redacted. And this is the one and only screen that I've like actually put the effort into like polishing and trying to get to a point where we can actually, like, I wouldn't be unhappy if this ended up in the game. Basically, I still might do a little bit more work on it, polishing it up and adding some more like details, but as it is, like, if it ended up in the game like that, I wouldn't be too upset. It's okay. It's good enough, for sure. It's definitely good enough. So that's what I mean. This is like kind of like a point and click, a graphic adventure game. So there'll be a little character walking around in this room, trying to figure out a way to escape, because your sibling has blocked the door, so you can't get out. You have to figure out your own way to get out of the room. And then once you do that, there's more puzzles to figure out. So it's sort of like continually just finding more challenges and figuring out a way to get on to the next part of what you're trying to do. So yeah, working on art and stuff like that is pretty important. It's necessary. So I'm having fun doing that. The bed is on fire? Yeah, there's a little fire guy on the bed. I'm probably going to change this character into something else. It's just a squishy toy. So I'll change it into something else probably. But yeah, I like the idea of having something like that on the bed. Yes. So moving over to like what I have been working on today, I did a bunch of design work on the puzzle dependency graph, which is starting to look complicated. Believe it or not, this is starting to look pretty complex. So we focused mostly on this area today, like in these, we expanded out some parts that I just had like notes saying like, hey, I need to expand this. So now that they've been expanded out, it's looking nice and complicated, which is what you want for a puzzle game. You don't want it to be too straightforward. So we started with, it's got a 3-act structure, so I've sort of broken it down. There's still some expansion we have to do on these green nodes. We have to expand those into more puzzles. And there's a hell of a lot of work in designing some stuff here. This is a stealth minigame, so I have to work on that too. There's also a minigame somewhere around here, which I have to work on too. It's going to be like a shmup or a beat 'em up or a platformer or maybe some other kind of mini puzzle game or something like that. So yeah, I got to put in a little arcade sequence as well there. So there's a lot of design work still to go, but I didn't want to just purely do design work today. I wanted to do a little bit of art turns out my brain ain't doing too good on the art today. Hey there, Doc. How you going? How about a hamster? A hamster could work, yeah. Hey there, Trash Cat. Good to see you too. Is the pizza going to be edible? No plans for edible pizza, but I mean, I'm going to assume that it's old. I'm going to assume that it's old. But yeah, this is the design. Basically, this is like the main design work for the game. All here is just like the puzzle dependency, and this also informs like what items I need to create and elements and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. It's great to see you, Doc, as well. How was your stream today? Old pizza's still edible. Depends how old it gets, I think. We put in funny things like, have you tried calling 1-800-FRACTAL Mike? That would be hilarious, except I'd hate to have that number get called and it like goes to some person. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be weird? Yeah, so that's that one. The puzzle dependency graph, like the last game, is this one, and you can see this one's like not nearly as complicated as this one is starting to look. And yeah, the first game is much less complicated. It's much more linear looking. So I think I've tried to balance between having some linearity to each of these steps, but then like the complexities kind of grow as you go through the game still. So, yeah. Toxic pizza. Good, but I got muted on the audio for something in the game. Oh, man. Typical Twitch streaming experience, right? I wasn't planning on streaming too long today, but I didn't want to give up, so I kept on working, and I just did some sketching. So, really, like, loose sketching. I know that this one wants to be a double wide screen, which scrolls across as the player moves throughout the area. So the idea is there's going to be a treehouse in the foreground here that you need to solve some puzzles to get access to the treehouse. There's a shed behind the tree. There's a llama over here. There's a llama right here. There's also a cat. Now, the llama won't let you get past. The llama's angry and upset, and that's part of a puzzle you need to solve. I might move the llama across a little bit, but yeah, it'll be angry and upset. And there's also, you're going to have like a sibling, a brother, or whatever over here who won't let you progress in the game either. You need to do something to help them out. Yeah, a little cat, that's going to help you with a puzzle. We need to have a cat in the game. We've had a cat in the last 2 games. Might as well keep having cats, right? And so yeah, this is like the general like idea, and obviously there's a big house in the background here as well. So, and you'll be at some point you'll be climbing in and out of this window, or at least out of this window. So, yeah, there will be spitting. Yep, the llama will spit. So yeah, there's I aim for a lot more animation in the game. So the puzzles will be a little bit more complicated, but also there will be more animation. So this game's kind of like a bit of a bigger piece to work on. My objective is to really tie this together and in the end have it like a very high quality product, and put this out for basically like the demo for a Kickstarter after it's done. This will be the Kickstarter demo. I think I'm gonna go straight into Kickstarter and start working on the main game, but this is introducing the 3rd character in the series, actually, because this is a series of games. If I go over here, the series starts with Day of the Sandwich, which is another point-and-click graphic adventure. It's much simpler. It's a very small one. This is the first one I made at the start of this year. The objective here is just making a bacon sandwich. Pretty straightforward. No problems there. And then this one is like a lot more complicated, and the objective here is to escape from the vault, which you're locked into. And it also has mini games, like a programming puzzle here, and some stuff you have to construct. So it has a lot more complications. And yeah, the current one is more about convincing your relatives to let you leave. Because you know, your aunt wants you to do your chores before you play, and your sibling doesn't want you to leave the house. They'll dob on you for leaving the yard if you try and climb the fence. So there's all that sort of stuff going on. Does it say which part is first in the series on the webpage? No. Technically, they're all sidequels. Like, technically, it's Sandwich, Hamster, Redacted. But you could play them in any order, I think. I don't think it matters too much. That's why you set your bed on fire? Yeah, to get away from your family. Anything to get out of chores, exactly. So, yeah. There'll be a little bit of trickery involved. And this character is obsessed with death. And also conspiracy theories. So the conspiracy theories will play out in the dialogue a bit, I think. That's my plan, to have the conspiracy theories play out in dialogue as much as I can. So like, you know, aliens, Men in Black, that kind of stuff. Which should be fun. That should be a fun character to write for. No PC in their room? No. They don't need a PC in their room. Maybe I'll add one. It's maybe this is the PC in the foreground here. I could put a PC in the foreground. I could change these shadows to be the PC or something like that. But yeah. It's been fun working on the project so far. But today has been a little bit hard to get the movement that I needed. I ended up playing with my son this morning, and then that took a lot longer than I planned to. So I had to go eat lunch and get ready for the stream, and I thought it was going to go well, but then I haven't been able to get the ball rolling with any of the art that I've been trying to do, and the design work was feeling a little bit like, okay, this is all right, but I'm pretty sure I'll come up with more interesting ideas at some other point, so I just need to lay out some groundwork to build on top of. And that's what I'm doing with the art as well, just laying out some groundwork to build on top of in the future. Obviously, I want this to look very nice, like the other work that I've been working on, so I'll just have to keep on pushing on that direction a little bit. Just keep on developing the ideas and concepts. I think this is going to work. In my mind, there was going to be a fence on the right, but I think we'll just have to use the fence on the left as the one that you want to climb over. So when you have calmed your actually, I think this does actually introduce a little bit of a problem, because you can't get past the llama to try and climb the fence, but the whole point of going past the llama is to help your relative out, your sibling. So maybe I need to rearrange this room a little bit, or just like have a fence sort of in the foreground-ish, sort of here, that you can climb over, but your sibling is like, hey, you can't climb over there. And then, yeah, that'll work. So I have to put in a fence like somewhere in the foreground like that. That should work though. Yeah, there's a lot of complexity here to solve a lot of little issues, and I need to maintain an interesting perspective the whole time, like visually, to make it visually interesting. I might need to make this like triple screen scrollable, like a much bigger scrolling screen, which would be hard to do, I think. Be annoying to do, at the least. Didn't mean to make more work for you. Yeah, no, it's all good. I like the suggestions, actually. The suggestions are great, because it is a good way to get like a different perspective on things, and different ideas like sometimes can lead to, even if you suggest something like, oh, a computer, I'm like, oh, I don't want a computer, but I'll put in a calculator, right? Like something like that. Maybe that was a bad example, but these things sort of help with like sometimes finding a different thought that I don't immediately come to myself when somebody suggests something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just like, I'm glad I got something down for this. This is literally all I wanted to do for this piece, is just like get most of the elements on the screen somewhere, and I can at least import this into the game and like fake it that, you know, I can import this into the engine and start working on some stuff if I need to. The other thing that I've been struggling with, actually, this has been a huge struggle for me to figure out what I want to do, is in the lounge artwork. I've tried iterating on this quite a few times. So this view, it just felt too flat. This is kind of what I had at some point. I came to this. It felt too flat. And I wanted it to get a little bit of perspective. So I did this to it, just sort of like stretched things out so I can sort of see where the perspective would go. And then I've just started drawing in some shapes to sort of guide that perspective and stuff. And like I redraw the whole image basically. Until I land on something I'm happy with, which is what I'm sort of like struggling to push through toward. But like even the original sketch, which if I could find that, that's the original sketch I did, and that has all the elements I need in it, but I just don't feel like the angle is right. I just really struggled with thinking about this angle, but I might actually go back to this. Because it's actually not too bad, and it has all the elements required. Like it's got the chores, it's got the door, you know, window. It's got the aunt watching TV, which is a big part of the puzzle solution. But that's the original sketch I had for that, and I just haven't been able to land on anything since then. Like I haven't been able to get what I wanted when I started redrawing it. So that's, I don't know, something to think about. Something to think about at least. This room's been a struggle. There's more rooms to do yet as well. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. Do you have any links to your stuff, Rian? You want to share? Feel free to drop some links in the chat.
Gonna find out.
Oh, mute. Let's see now. Apparently, Stuff by Sunshine played the game a little while ago, but I guess I missed it. I don't know when. Which is a way to check, but I don't see it. Wait, this one has 4 chapters. Maybe, no. We'll just have to wait till it appears on YouTube. Yeah, no worries. Take your time. Where's the YouTube link? Maybe it's a different YouTube channel that she puts the VODs on. I don't know. I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask next time. It'd be good to see more VODs of the playthroughs, though. I've been enjoying watching them. For Day of the Hamster, that is, sorry. The Bork played it recently as well. I think it was split into 2 sessions though. Noru's Emergency Hamstring, which I did watch that. Watched Tom play it. That was really fun to watch. I watched Old School Jay's playthrough. I watched DC Bueller's playthrough. I think I watched Atari Beer Pong's playthrough. Maybe I didn't. Pretty sure I did. I definitely watched Ashes. No, yeah. I definitely watched Atari Beer Pong's playthrough. Yeah. I watched a Workers playthrough. I think. That's it. Nobody's currently streaming it, unfortunately. Here's a waterfall I have been working on. Nice. Let's open that up and have a look. Chunky Glob waterfall. Oh, nice. Oh, that looks really good. That's awesome, Rian. Very nice. We can't full screen GIFs. Not exactly a GIF, is it, if you can play and pause it? That's awesome. That looks really nice. I love the way the ripples come out and like the little like bits of foam sort of float out across the water as well. Like chunky particle effect as well is awesome. Oh man, I really like the the way this swell comes out over the waterfall. It's all like droops down like that. That's pretty cool. Like the dimensionality as well, with like the rocks poking through. It's got good depth to it. Very nice, nicely done. Very nice. Thanks again for the raid. I'm in one of those moods today. I'm not going to be like super productive, so I feel like I should probably call it. But I guess I need to save my work first. This is where's backyard? Wait, did I delete it? Bedroom, yard 1, yard 2, yard stealth, lounge, music. No, screen. No, yeah, it's, I don't have one. I'm pretty sure I did create a folder for it. I think I accidentally deleted it, so it's good to have it back. At least we got to start on it. We got to start on it. We did some good design work today. I'm pretty happy with the design work I did today, actually. Like, if anything else, at least the design work we did was fun. And I think it's really solidifying, like, the content in the game to a point where I can start thinking about it a little bit more accurately about, like, what I need to do and stuff as well, which is nice. Yeah, this is coming along nicely. I think I could definitely expand this area a bit more. I think there's room for more expansion. I'm going to show that actually by changing the actual physical space available here. There you go. Oops. Oh, I can't do it that way. That's annoying. Anyway, there you go. We've got more space to work with now, just to show that I want that to expand a bit more. Probably I don't need to double the size of it, but I've given it more room to just move things around at least. And yeah, I might do that a little bit offline as well over the next day or two. But the design for the game's coming along well. I love having like all of the game designs in one place, so I can just sort of like look at them and see like, oh yeah, that's like far less complicated than what's going on here, and this is far less complicated than what I had originally done. It'd be nice that I can, when I can expand complete games to encompass this one. That'll be nice. The big game is going to be the big game that I'm planning to work on. You can put all these together and then like copy it like 3 or 4 times. That's how big it's probably going to be, maybe bigger. So it'll be like a far bigger, more complex series of events for that one. And also it's got interacting between different characters and like swapping items and figuring out ways to share things between each other in different locations. It's going to be a pretty big thing to solve. So yeah, thinking about that is pretty daunting actually, because it's such a large design by comparison to the stuff I've been working on. But it's going to be epic. All right. Given that I don't normally stream on a Thursday, this has been pretty good. I want to see if there's anybody else online that we can take this raid to. Doing some game devs. All the people I follow who do the game devs aren't online right now. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Great to have you here. Hello there, Stress Test. How are you today? What's up? I'm just looking for someone to raid. Maybe we can find someone doing some art. Or some game dev today. What? Looking for someone to raid. Check out the new raid browser. Okay. Well, does this just recommend... I guess it just recommends people they think that you should raid. I've never seen this before. Interesting. I haven't done any programming for a while. Maybe I should have done a programming day today. Maybe that would have been better. I'm having a hard time finding someone to raid. Maybe I'll go take a look at the art streams. Maybe there's somebody doing some art. Raid Shadow Legend, Dad? Oh, wow. We'll go visit the G-Funk, a friend of mine. That'll be a nice way to end the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with me, especially those of you who were hanging out while I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing today. Sorry about that. maybe tomorrow I'll be better rested, and I've got the we're doing a gaming stream in Friday afternoons now as well, so I'll try and get on early and do dev streaming for the morning, and then we'll go and do the gaming stream in the afternoon. I'll try and make that happen tomorrow. But this week has been pretty, I've been missing the morning starts all week, so we'll see. We'll see. I've been a bit exhausted this week, I think. We had lots going on. We've had lots going on. So it's just like, personally, I mean me and my family, we've had lots going on. So it'll be nice to get away from that. Hopefully over the next week or two, I'll be feeling a little bit more re-energized, and we can get more work done. Because like I really want to crunch out a bunch of work on this game over the next couple of weeks. So we'll see how that goes. I'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. And thanks again for the raid as well, Rian. I appreciate that. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.